Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie and Infernape, and this is my battle for Week 2 of Season 6 of the Major Pokemon League. This week I am playing Jack, coach of the Wolverhampton Weaviles. Whoops, just had to scroll through that for a second. So I realized I was at the end of the battle, because I already made the video, and I did Team Builder and a battle, and it was cool, but Camtasia, was annoying, and something happened with the audio and the webcam video, so all I had was the battle video, so that was no good. So I'm recording this again, so I'm not going to do a team builder again. I'll just say my team and very briefly explain, because I don't want to record a team builder, I don't want this to be too long. But, right, so my team, so 6 I'm bringing our Tapu Fini, Lucario, Gliscor, Umbreon, Megaladios, and Nihilego, while Jack brings the Espeon, Bisharp, Megazord, Latias, Heracross, and Jellicent. Then his users are Jellicent and Bisharp. That's not what I meant to say. Bisharp and Latias, not Jellicent, Bisharp and Latias. And the other 5 in his team, just so you know, for stuff that I brought, just for further justification there. His other 5 were Excadrill, Nidoking, Silvally, Galvantula, and Aggron. So that is his full roster, plus those 5, plus the 6 he has on screen. So my team, I'll just briefly explain it in the order that I have it on Showdown, so not the order I have it on screen, but whatever. So Lucario is Life Orb with 4 attacks, Vacuum Wave, Psychic, Dark Pulse, E-Speed. Great coverage for his team, enough speed for Heracross. Yeah, Jolly Heracross, so it's great. So next we got a Jolly Gliscor with enough speed for an Excadrill, that is, for an Excadrill, it's Jolly and it's creeping to max speed, Tame Tapu Fini, so I can outspeed that. I have Rocks, Protect, Earthquake, and Aerial Ace. Holding Toxicroak with Poison Nail, so great set there. It's just a nice set. It's got a little bit of defense and max HP. It's pretty bulky. You can take on Drill and Bisharp and Heracross pretty well, so it's just nice there. Next got my Megaladios, which just roosts 3 attacks. 3 attacks are Thunderbolt, Hidden Ground, and Dragon Pulse. It's almost max speed. It's 244 Timid, so it was enough to outspeed Galvantula. That was when I had Hidden Power of Fighting, because I had 30 IVs, but then I had to change it when I wanted to gen it, because I need at least 3 31 IVs. 3 IVs of 31, so Hidden Power Fighting didn't allow me to do that, because I need 4 30s and 2 31s for that, so it didn't work, so I had to carry him back around instead, which is fine. It still is pretty much everything, but just not quad super effective on Bisharp, so whatever. But then I could have changed my EVs back and gone max speed to speed his Latias, but whatever. Thunderbolt and Hidden Ground and Dragon Ball's just good coverage for his team. It's really everything there, so that's really good. Next, we got my mainly Speed F Umbreon here with lefties. Wish, Foul Play, Toxic, and Protect. It's got a little bit of defense and max HP, then almost max Speed F. It can take 2 Iron Heads from a max attack, Adamant, Life, or Bisharp. I believe that calc includes my lefties, but I'm not certain. It's just pretty bulky. It's nice. It's great. It can stall out almost his entire team. Beats kind of everything barring Heracross, and then kind of Zard and a Sword Stance Z Ironhead Bisharp, or even a Sword Stance Life Orb could be scary. But this is just really nice defensive mod versus his team. Next, you got Tapu Fini, which is Nature's Madness, in Power Rock, Moonblast, and Surf, holding an Assault Vest, which is pretty interesting, pretty cute. Almost max speed, and I'm calm on the speed, so I can outspeed a max speed Jolly Bisharp, which he could be to I mean, I probably won't be max speed, just in case, I guess. If he wants to outspeed a Speedy Umbreon, or maybe if he's Scarfed or something, and maybe I knock it off, maybe if he's got some other speed boost, and if he got a Tailwind or something on his team, and he wants to bring a fast Bisharp, it's possible, so I just want to make sure I outspeed that, and then max HP and a little bit of Speed F, so I can take, most likely take 2 Solar Beams from his Zard Y. He only has a 16, or only has only has a 9.8% chance to 2-kill me with that combination of Solar Beams, so that's good from 2, from Tim and Zard, so that's really good. Yeah, Hidden Power Rock, just good for that, and then Madness, Surf, Moonblast, as I said, and then last slot we have Nihilego with a Choice Scarf, Power Gem, HP Ground, Psychic, and Thunderbolt. It is max speed Modest, which allows me to outspeed a max speed Jolly Drill, which is great. It's the next fastest mon that would be Scarf, Zard Y can't be Scarf. Silvally most likely has a Drive, or I think it's Drive, the type thing. So not a Scarf, so I don't need speed for that. And then just max special attack. Just really good coverage for his team. So let me just get into the battle. So let's start this off. I'm gonna try to go pretty fast because I don't want this to take too long. So because I already did the video, but then it got canceled because Camtasia was being annoying. So I'm gonna leave my Tapu Fini here because it is a pretty nice lead matchup versus really everything on his team, as he does lead with his Espeon. So I actually do switch here. which we'll get into in just a second. I'm going a little bit ahead of myself just because I don't want to take like a Life Orb, Respect, Psyshock, or I mean if it's Psychic that's fine because I do the Assault Vest, but I don't want to take unnecessary damage on my Feeny. I don't have to. I mean like if I didn't want to, then I probably shouldn't have let Feeny, but it would have been nice for like Latias or Heracross, or even like get off like a Madness versus Jellicent. Even still pretty nice for his Bisharp. Just Espeon if it was super offensive, I didn't want to take a lot of damage from that. Granted, I could have wished later from Umbreon into it, but I still didn't want to take that damage early. So I bring in Umbreon as it sets up the light screen. I expect the Reflect to come up as it does. So I'm just going to click Foul Play here just to get off some damage and Scout. So we click Foul Play, we do a decent chunk here, as we'll see in just a second. So it does like the 25, which is like a fair amount, but shows he's pretty bulky. So probably like max HP, it looks to be about that, as he does get the weakness policy boost. So that is pretty spooky. But this means, sorry, means he probably has Baton Pass. He could carry just like 2 attacks with that set, but probably Baton Pass and 1 attack. That's what I'm thinking. So he brings in the Heracross, which is scary, but he is still at +2 from the weakness policy, which kind of counteracts the Reflect in terms of damage from the Foul Play. So it's just like a neutral Foul Play. It still does like 35-40% to Heracross, so still a lot of damage. I'm going to click Protect just out one of the turns of the screens, so that's helpful. As he goes for Mega Horn, so I'm just going to bring in my Gliscor, which should be able to take this Mega Horn pretty well. He's a +2, so that's scary, but if he's not a boosting item, I can take 2. If he's Adamant, then I probably will need to Protect to get this Toxic Orb health back. But if he's Jolly, I should be able to take 2. Unless he crits, which is bad, but it should still be okay. If he's not Scarf, I can still speed and threaten him out with Aerial Ace, hopefully. So I'm just going to go for my Rocks here, even if he does stay in. If I get up Rocks, I'm okay with this exchange. But he actually does stay in a Scarf, so he's going to be able to land his Mega Horn and knock me out. So down goes Gliscor, no Gliscor, which isn't a huge deal because like he didn't bring a Drill, but so it could have been nice for Heracross and Bisharp. But no Rocks, that's a big deal. No Rocks with Zard, so that is scary. It makes Zard a bigger threat. So I'm doing in my Luke, which can Psychic this thing, which he doesn't quite know yet. But I can take the Mega Horn because he's locked in that E-Scarf. So I'm going to predict the switch into Latias or Jellicent, as in comes Zard, which is interesting, but fine. A Star Pulse will do a decent chunk, showing he's not super bulky. Could still have a fair amount of bulk, but not too much. As I'm not going to be able to outspeed Mirror, and I don't really have anything to knock him out. No reason to stay in, so I'm going to go right into my Feeny, which can take any fire move here he wants to go for. Even 2 Solar Beams I can probably take. He might predict a switch into Feeny and go for a Solar Beam. But he could also go into Latias or Nihilego, so he could predict either of those switches and go for a Dragon Pulse or Earthquake respectively. So that just makes it kind of tricky with him, with his Zard Y and what he wants to go for. As he does Mega, just get off the Drought. As he's just going to click the Flamethrower in just a second, and the damage that he's going to get will actually show that he's modest. That is pretty interesting. My Lucario is not quite max speed, so I believe like a max speed modest Zard can still outspeed my Luke. That's not a big deal either way, though, as I mean, E-Speed does the same amount of Psychic anyways, so I just be clicking E-Speed versus it anyways, so whatever. I'm just going to stay in and click Empower Rock, because we're just Solar Beam there, but he did Rooster, so he lost Flying type, meaning my Empower Rock doesn't do as much. Just like 30%, fair chunk for not quasi-protective weak hit power, but still I would have liked more damage. So I'm just going to click Madness right here. I kind of wish I clicked Empower Rocks. It would have not knocked him out here, most likely. Or no, definitely not. I mean, unless I got a crit, but you know. But it was still left him very low in a range where I could still Madness and keep him low and just pressure him a lot. But I did click Madness, and he's still pretty low, so I'm alright with that. I'm gonna go into my Nihilego here, keeping my Feeny around because I do still want it alive, as I might be able to Wish Pass into it later. As Nihilego takes the Flamethrower, not a Soul Beam, but that's whatever. I still take it pretty well. As I'm just going to actually double and go in my Umbreon here, predicting the like Espeon or Latias or Jellicent to come in. I kind of wish I clicked Thunderbolt. I mean, if Latias came in, then Thunderbolt wasn't a great play. But if Jellicent or Espeon came in, that would work out pretty well. As I think Thunderbolt 2 goes to Espeon. I think depending on rules, but still, Thunderbolt also kills a Zard Y from that range. So I very well could have just clicked Thunderbolt. Kind of don't know why I didn't, but I just didn't want like Latias coming in, I guess, or also even I was afraid of Bisharp 2 coming in, but I think it 2 kills that if he's not like very bulky. So, you know, but he does just have the Reflect, and as I foul play that turn, then he sets up the light screen. I wanted to Toxic this turn, predicting him to Baton Pass now, but it's been the safe play. I didn't want to Toxic, have that bounce back and then maybe Poison. I guess that's synchronized on him, but that's still like I don't want my Umbreon being poisoned. I don't have Heal Bell, so I'm not going to go for that. As now I'm pretty sure he's going to B-Bass. I don't think he really has any reason to stay in. Even second beam doesn't do much to me, so I'm fine staying in. So I'm just going to play Toxic, predicting the switches. It does bring in Heracross, and he was not Moxie, as we saw when he picked up the kill on Glacier. He did not get a boost, so he's not Moxie, so showing he's most likely Guts. I don't think it gets any other ability. Maybe it does, but I think it's something kind of useless if it does. I forget. But he's probably Guts, so he is stronger now, which is scary, but I do have the damage on him, and I want this poison just to help me rack up some damage on him, as I will need that damage, and I don't even have rocks to pressure him every time he comes in. I cannot get rocks up, so I need some way of damaging this Heracross and weakening it for the late game. So on my Protect, I saw he locked himself in a Mega Orange. We know he's locked because he's Scarf and that's Glacier. So I'm going to be able to bring my Lucario on this Mega Orange. Still does a pretty good chunk because it is a Guts Heracross that I think this Cal confirmed he's adamant, or maybe later, but he's adamant, so that did a lot. But I do still take that fairly well. I can take another, but then I'm really low and in range of, I think, another Life Repit, or I think I can take one more Life Repit too, but then the following Life Repit would knock me out, so I don't want that. So I'm just gonna click I click Extreme Speed just in case you wanted to stay in. I didn't want to have to take a hit and then knock him out, so I knew he could have gone into Jellicent, but I didn't want to overpredict there. As I could click Dark Pulse and possibly take Yod, but I'm not certain on a set yet. And I did not want to take a Willow. Even though I'm mainly special, I still don't want to take all that damage. So I just go right in my Umbreon, which will be able to synchronize the Willow back onto him, which is good for me. I don't like being burned because that does lower my attack, which is pretty bad. But I'm okay with this, as I'm not toxic at least, which is good. So I'm just gonna throw up a Wish here, as if it does stay in this turn, which actually does, it just throws off another Willow, I guess, predicting me to go into something else, like maybe my Lucario, or maybe Latios, I guess. And maybe he just misclicked too. It's possible. But I just throw up a Wish, as I can maybe pass this right into my Feeny, as I can take any hit from this thing, barring like a Sludge Bomb, which is possible, but not the most likely, but possible for sure. I'm just going to throw up my Wish, as I did last turn. I'm going to pass that right into my Tapu Fini right now, as his Jellicent actually does have speed in my Umbreon, which is interesting, as we saw on the switch there, and in the previous turn. What was this speed toxic? I feel like Umbreon has about the previous turn. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't really come into play. I just kind of noticed it now, but in comes Feeny on the Bishop, so I'm going to click Surf here, which will be able to do a good chunk. I could click Moonblast, which would do slightly more, but not much. But I click Surf just in case we wanted to like go into Zard, maybe predicting Moonblast, or like a... Well, no, he already knows I've been better Rock, not fighting, but still. I guess it could have been Ground, theoretically, because he did Roost, so But I mean, Moonblast is more anyway, so whatever. I'm just going to keep clicking Surf. It does the same as Moonblast, and Moonblast was not going to knock out there either way. He did SD, and does Iron Eye. He's not Life Orb, and he did not go for the easy move there. So that does not knock me out, and it had a chance to, but I do live, thankfully. So good job, Feeny. As he does go for the Sucker Punch there and knocks me out. I could have predicted that and gone hard into Lucario, but if he did click Iron Head or Knock Off there, then that will knock out my Luke, and at that point I really just lose to Bisharp. So I didn't consider it worth the risk, so I did just stay in and Zack off Feeny in the off chance he didn't have Sucker Punch or wanted to overpredict. So I'm going to bring in my Lucario and click Vacuum Wave, as he is trouble, but he still does go down, thankfully. He could have gone into like Jellicent or Latias there on the predicted Vacuum Wave, but I think he just wanted to, if I didn't have Vacuum Wave, then Sucker Punch, I think, knocks me out. So then he's going to potentially go for game there. So that was a fair play on his end, to maybe try to catch my bluff, but I do have Vacuum Wave, so that was, I think, pretty helpful and pretty smart prep on my end. So in comes the Zard Y, which should be able to go down to the E-Speed from this range. He saw E-Speed earlier when I clicked it versus Jellicent as it came in. Maybe he just didn't see what I clicked and just saw that it did nothing. Maybe he just thought he'd live, I don't know, but Zard Y goes down, so we just picked up a nice kill, so that's great. I'm taking Life Orb, so that's not good. I don't think he needed the damage on Luke there to put it in range of something. I don't think that was it. Because he goes for T-Ball there, which will knock me out. But I think I was already in range of T-Ball anyways. As I do go for E-Speed, which does do a chunk to Latias just to get some damage and sack off my Luke. I could have gone into Umbreon, and I don't know, in hindsight, I kind of wish I did, but I didn't want to take a lot from Latias and get weakened and be forced to Wish and then like allow Heracross to come back in. So, and in that case, I'd have to pick something to sack anyways, so it's whatever. So, I'm going to go with my Umbreon, as he's going to switch out and do his Espeon just to sack off Espeon, which is fine, as that means he's going to be able to bring, well, not fine, but I mean a smart play on his end, as that means he's going to be able to bring in Heracross. So at this point, we're at a 3-3, pretty even game, definitely a very close one. So, I get some lefties back. And, well, then they canceled the burn, so, yeah, whatever. In comes the Heracross in just a second. The Hercules. Yep. So I'm going to click Protect here just to allow me to get some poison on this. And also Scout to see what he locks himself into. As he's going to go for, I Protect as, in a second you'll see, he goes for the Close Combat. So not Megaorn, he just wanted to click CC, not try to miss Megaorn, which is fine. But this means I should be able to go into my Latios. Might be able to take 2 depending on his set. I'm not sure if I confirmed he's admin yet at this point. But I'm gonna, and he has Guts too, so it's still gonna do a lot. My Latios and has a chance to 2 KO. So I'm just gonna go right into Latios here. It's normal Latios now. I can Mega Evolve the following turn to get back some and get some bulk to take the following CC. But I'm gonna bring in Latios here, which still can at least take 1, and it'll force him to go for second CC, which would knock me, knock me out because he got a pretty high roll there, and I think it was almost guaranteed that another one knocks me out, or I think at this one actually might have been guaranteed. But another turn of poison would knock him out because he's staying in and is taking more each turn. So he's at like, I think 12% or something left, or not that. I think maybe like 9 or 10. So the next poison won't block him out. But I do actually go into my Nihilego because I don't want to lose Latios just yet, because I did want to round for the Jelson actually. And I knew that my Umbreon could deal with his Latios, which would actually outspeed my Latios most likely because I'm not max speed timid. But I did bring in Nihilego. I actually just brought in Jelson just to keep his Heracross around, which makes sense because he does need that to pressure my Umbreon, so that's fair. So I click T-Bolt as Jelson goes for Scald, and I get the Curse Body, which is kind of bad because I couldn't just pick up my kill, but also gives me more of a reason to preserve my Nihilego, as Struggle's not going to kill here. I did run the Calc, Struggle wouldn't kill, and I would just take a lot from that and then die to Scald, so not quite worth it on my end. As I'm just going to bring in my Latios right here as he goes for another Scald, I think. He does. Does not get the burn, so no burns, which is good. As I'm just going to not be able to Mega actually, because well, I haven't beaten the game yet. I did hack in my like Mega Ring or Mega Bracelet or whatever, but I couldn't Mega because I need something more. I need to hack in something else, so it couldn't quite Mega yet. Which isn't really a big deal. It doesn't really change anything. If anything, it just hurts me because this is basically a Mega Latios with just worse stats. It's really the only thing I gain from Mega Evolving is I get better stats. Don't get a different ability or anything, so it doesn't really change much. It's just Mega Latios with not as good stats, so it's not helping me or hurting me. So in comes his Latios, which will be able to outspeed me, or maybe if he ran the same exact speed as me, won that speed tie, then I guess he won the speed tie, but I doubt he did. But he's probably just max timid. As he knocks out my Latios, but that's fine, as Umbreon's going to be able to come in, and we're going to go through a good 3 sequence of turns here. It gets a little bit boring, but it's fine. So he clicks Dragon Pulse, does not do much at all, as I'm going to get off my Toxic here, which will allow me to beat this thing, and is very beneficial for me. As here, so this turn, he does go for the Z Dragon Pulse, which will do a good chunk, but still not even that much. What I should have done is Storm with the Wish to this turn, honestly. But I just wanted to damage and click Foul Play, which I knew wouldn't kill, but I just wanted to see his health bar go down and wanted to lower the Latios and get it weakened and low and dead soon. So he does go for the Dragon Pulse, the Z Dragon Pulse that is. We'll do a good chunk, but still like a little under half, I think like 40% maybe. I forget exactly. Quick shout out to Taco Bell, pretty good place. So, Devastating Drake will do a good chunk here, as I've said a couple of times, and just trying to delay till we get to it. So it does a fair chunk. But I click Foul Play just to see how damage I get. Kind of should have clicked Wish in hindsight, and wish I did at the moment, but it's whatever, and doesn't change too much. As my Umbreon's still going to be able to beat the Latios in 2 turns. What I should have done this turn is click Protect. Now I throw up the Wish. I can take the Dragon Balls and throw up the Wish, but what I should have done is click Protect now. That way he takes some more poison, and then the following turn I can just throw up a Wish. Or Foul Play if I want, it doesn't matter. And then that way I can protect the first turn versus Heracross, as on that turn that I would Wish, then he would go down to that poison, as he's gonna go down to the next turn. So the next turn, which I should have wished on and not protected on. I should have protected then wished, not wish then protect, because then that would allow me to be able to get off a free protect versus the Heracross, which might be able to knock it out with the poison. I'm not quite sure how much health he's at exactly. But if not from 1 turn, then 2 definitely will. So if I get the double protect, then I will be able to knock him out. But because of how I played this with the protects here, so I just protected that turn. So I need a double protect for the poison to knock him out if it were on the first turn. But spoilers, he actually can live the first poison. So I will need a triple protect to be able to knock out Heracross and throw my Umbreon around to keep the differential point, which I do not get a triple. I do try to go for it, but I don't get the double anyways. So it goes for CC, which does knock me out, and he does level the poison. That's fine for me though, as I do my Scarf immediately goes. I'm okay. I'm in a comfortable position here, so I'm just gonna bring that in just a second, and be able to outspeed this. I outspeed Jolly Heracross, so I'm fine. I think he's Adam anyways. I think we got confirmation, so it doesn't matter. I outspeed either Heracross and I'm Scarf. So in comes Denise, which will be able to click any of my 4 moves, and they will all knock him out. As I go for Psychic, it doesn't really matter, and I do pick up a kill as that was Neil. I think Neoliga's first kill of the season. I mean, it's only week 2, so still pretty early. That's pretty cool. I don't think I picked up any other kills in the game, so that's pretty cool. But we do take us home in a very close, pretty narrow 1-0 win versus Jack. If I was not Scarf in the end, I do actually go down. And I think it'll be 1-0 because I think Heracross doesn't need to take the poison. But either way, I was Scarf, so we did pick up the win. So good game to Jack. I think it was actually the first time we've ever played. See, we did not play in Season 2, and I don't think in Season 1 I was going to play you, but you had to leave that season, so then Mystic came and I played Mystic instead with your team, but I did not play Jack. So I believe this was actually my first game versus Jack, so that's pretty cool. If he didn't get the Cranial Glassbeard, that would have been really nice for me, as then I could have had my Glassbeard around to help with, dealt with Bisharp, dealt with Heracross, and not just, like, be so scared of Heracross later in the game. But, I mean, I could have also gotten my rocks, which would help me versus Zard, and help me just in general weaken things, and having a Glassbeard in general, just pivot, which could help a lot, and could have made this differential significantly bigger. But it is what it is. It happened how it did, and yeah, that's whatever. I was still able to pick up a win. I think I still played well around that hacks, and still made the proper adjustments that I needed to. So good game to Jack, as I said. And next week I do play Khaz, coach of the Indianapolis Volts. So that will be a fun game. It is his first season in the Major PL, so that should be a fun one. He's a cool guy, so I'm excited for that. I'll see you guys next week. I'll probably do a more proper team builder. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.